This is the OSIght SE, and if you have a sense of deja vu, it's because this looks pretty much like an OSIght S, which I've also reviewed. So what's the difference? Well, this has a battery tray. Yes, it's an OSIght with a replaceable battery, but does that make it better? Let's find out. While I really like OSIght's packaging design and their nested boxes, I know most of you don't like watching unboxing videos, so we'll skip through this and I'll just show you what you get inside of the box. This is the OSIght SE, and this is one of the most compact enclosed emitter reflex sights out there. Enclosed emitter because it has a rear pane of glass here, so that helps protect the unit. Easy enough to wipe clean with just your thumb should you get any rain or mud on there, so you can get back into the fight. And what makes this one very interesting is that, check this out, it has a side battery tray so that you can replace the battery without having to take the unit off and re-zeroing it. But that was the biggest request from the original OSIght S, which is about the same size and was a rechargeable unit. This one you can replace the 1620 with a 1620 coin battery. And the unit turns on with the controls on the left side. Press the plus button for a second, that turns the unit on. It has 10 brightness settings. The lowest 2 are night vision compatible. And once you get to the top, it will blink. And depending on the reticle type, oh, by the way, yes, you have a selection of reticles. So you press the minus button and you can change the reticle type from a dot to a circle dot to a circle. And depending on the configuration, if you have it at its lowest brightness, it has a rated runtime of anywhere between 46,000 hours for the circle and dot to over 70,000 hours with just the dot, and that is that's 7 years. So check back with me in 7 years to see if that's accurate or not, but I believe OSIght in their ratings for that. So that is quite impressive, and it is a motion activated reticle as well, so that if you leave it for 3 minutes or more without moving it, it will go into sleep mode and turn off the dot to help conserve battery life. And as soon as you pick it up, it will go back to the last brightness and reticle configuration setting. And to zero out your reticle, well, it comes with this cool little tool. You can use a flathead, of course, but it has a flathead end and a Torx end, and then use the Torx end to mount your unit to your slide. Comes with a very generous selection of screws, so that should be good for just about every pistol out there. And to adjust your elevation, so audible, tactile positive, 1 MOA per click. I know that's faint, but it is audible and it is tactile positive. So overall, this is a very compact unit. RMSC footprint, just a little bit over 1.5 inches long, 1 inch tall, 1 inch wide, and less than 1 ounce. So very compact. Amazing they can get all of those features into such a small enclosed emitter red dot. Before we get started with the test, I'd just like to take a quick break here to talk about this episode's sponsor, Aura. For the cost of just a VPN, I'm getting a whole suite of security services, including $1 million in identity theft insurance, and they're even removing me from those damn data broker listings. Use my link, aura.com/moondog, and you can try them for 14 days, free. And if you use that link, you're helping to support this channel. You know, identity fraud is a real thing, and with AI, it's all too easy to spoof your identity. That's why you should try out Aura. All right, let's get back to the tests. The SE is IPX7 rated, which means that it's very resistant to the environment. In this case, the environment is a high-pressure water hose, and we're going to see how well this withstands this high-pressure water jet. And the other advantage to an enclosed emitter red dot is that it's a lot easier to clean off the glass. And I can see there's no water inside the red dot, and it's still working. So let's take it to the range. Using an MOS to RMSC adapter plate, I mounted it to my Glock. Alright, let's take a look at our various brightness settings. Let's bring this all the way down to its lowest brightness. And then bring it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and that is its maximum. Let's bring that down though, because it gets way bloomy. That's a little better. And if we press our minus button for 3 to 4 seconds, we switch from the circle and dot reticle to the dot reticle. Press it again for another 3 to 4 seconds. And we get our circle or sunburst reticle, and pressing it again brings us back to the circle and dot. And I'm going to move this around. Let's take a look at how that reticle looks. Don't see any distortions even at the very edge of our window. So overall, this looks like a really good flat image through this glass. Like the other OSIght models I've live fire tested, the SE functioned admirably. Running through 50 rounds of ammo, it held zero and functioned flawlessly. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell buttons right now. It just takes a second, and it's absolutely free. You don't get charged a subscription fee to subscribe to my channel. And I'd like to thank OSIght for sending out the SE for me to test out. I really like this little tiny red dot. It is every bit as good as the original S model, which I actually prefer. I like the rechargeable aspects of it, but let me know in the comments, do you think it's better to have a red dot that you can change the battery of, or do you like a rechargeable red dot that shows you how much of a charge it actually has? In any case, you can't go wrong. Both of them have a lifetime warranty. Both of them are, some of them, probably one of the most compact enclosed emitter red dots that are out there. It has a low base at the back, and it actually has little fins back here that function like rear sights, and if you had a low enough slide that was an RMSC cut, you could potentially use this as your rear sights. I unfortunately have an MOS cut, which I have to do the adapter plate, which raises it a little bit. But in any case, I don't know of any micro enclosed emitter red dots that are this feature packed. It has motion activation with a the fact that it has a changeable reticle, and if you have it on the dot mode, you have over 50,000 hours of runtime off a battery. And all of this for a street price under $200, which is, wow, that's remarkable unto itself. So if you're interested in picking up one of these, I've included all the information I have in my full written review at moondogindustries.com. You'll find a link to that article in this video's description. Use the affiliate links in my website to help support my channel, and you can always help support my efforts by simply sharing this video to your range buddies and your socials. So thanks for doing that. God bless. Moondog out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.